Thanks for once again joining us on Hodge Podge Australia. Today I'm just going to decorate a couple of Frozen inspired themed cupcakes. I had some spare in the fridge and my daughter's still desperately in love with Frozen, who isn't? So I thought I would just whip a couple up for afternoon tea. Blue being a very popular colour of the Frozen movie, we're going to need some of that for our icing. So with the buttercream that I whipped up just with a simple recipe, I've split into two, so we've got half white and I'm just adding the blue tint so that we can do half blue icing as well. Now that my icing's all ready, I do need a couple more little fondant decorations to put on top of the cupcakes. I bought some new cutters today that are a cake boss theme. They're a princess theme, which is great, so I've got some little tiaras I'm going to cut out. So just rolling out some baby blue fondant in the satin ice that I have left over from when I did the Frozen cake. We'll get ready to cut those out in a minute. We're going to want these to dry a little so they can stand up on their own on the cupcake, so I'm just going to place them over on a piece of baking paper or wax paper, as you call it over in the States if you're watching, to let them dry while I do the icing. Now I'm just going to use two different bags. Unfortunately I only have two couplers, so I can only do two bags at a time, but I'll add the white into one bag, the blue into the other, and then we'll start decorating the top of the cupcakes. Just using a small cylinder Wilton's tip on the white icing bag, I thought I'd just do a very simple, I suppose it's more of a snail trail type of pattern. However, I didn't really fancy it once I was done. It was just too small of a tip to use. So as you'll see, I'm just going to use a butter knife and I'm going to smooth that out once I'm finished covering the top of the cupcake. This has actually given a really lovely smooth finish to the cupcake that I was really happy with, but I still want to put the tiara on, so I need to build up a little bit at the back. So I'm just putting a pile of buttercream, because who doesn't love a pile of buttercream, up on the cake, and then we can place our fondant tiara to rest against it and it will stand up nicely. With the blue icing, I'm going back to an old favourite. I'm using a different Wilton tip, and I'm just doing a star pattern in each little dot. I used to do this on my kids' birthday cakes all the time, which with big birthday cakes can take several hours to cover the whole thing, which is why I just love using fondant now. However, it makes such a pretty little flower star pattern and can be so effective that for this sort of cake as well, with snowflakes and things like that, I think it suits just fine. I've had some snowflakes left over from when I did my daughter's cake. I thought I'd cut some out and to use on cupcakes at some time, and some time has finally arrived, so I can finally pull them out of the cupboard, pop them on top of the cake for a lovely decoration. For my last cupcake, I'm going to try and do something a little bit different. I was trying to experiment and see how I'd go. I want to mix the two colours together and get a bit of a marbling pattern going. So I've just grabbed the white piping bag again, and I'm just pushing all the white icing to one side. I'm going to add in some blue icing to the other side, squeeze it all down and give it a try to marble the two colours out together. After a bit of manipulation and a little bit of fiddling that you don't need to see, I finally got the blue and the white coming out together. So it's time to decorate. I've put another Wilton tip on because I like to mix things up. This is a larger star pattern, and I'm going to do the rose swirl, starting from the outside, swirling around onto the inside and building up in the middle. One more tiara to add to the top. Because the sides are bending just a little bit, all I do is I add just one little swirl again behind. This just helps to support it a bit and hold them up. Plus, again, who doesn't love more buttercream? So I'm more than happy to have as much on there as possible. Here we've got just one last minute adjustment to the snowflake cupcake because I wasn't entirely happy with how flat it looks. So we're just going to stick them up and add a little bit more interest to the cupcakes. These are my Frozen inspired Disney cupcakes. I hope you liked them and just gave you a little bit of inspiration for the day. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.